Welcome to the admission information piece of the online imaging information meeting. My name is Karen Johnstone, and I'm going to talk you through a summary of the application and admission processes for the diagnostic cardiac and diagnostic medical sonography degree programs. Because we can just admit 18 students each year to the DCS program, and only 16 students each year to the DMS program, it's important that you be well prepared as an applicant to these programs. Admission is competitive. The intent of this session is to guide you through the steps you'll need to complete so you can prepare to be a competitive applicant. Okay, it's helpful to look at the process as a series of steps, and this slide gives you an idea of what those steps are. I'm going to talk about your application to the college, fulfilling the academic prerequisites, a little bit of information about transcripts and submitting those, what you need to do, the National League for Nursing entrance exam, and when you're ready to apply, the application windows and procedures for submitting your application. So we'll jump right into the application step. This refers to the application to the college, and you pretty much can't do anything until you have applied to the college. Everything is dependent upon your being in the college computer system. If you have previously applied to the college, you don't have to do it a second time. If you've never applied before, you can submit your application and fee online at harpercollege.edu. There is a one-time $25 application fee, but that process, as I mentioned, is good for life. It's a one-time only process. All right, next let's get into the academic prerequisites. Very important in your preparation for application to either one of these programs. The academic courses are listed below on this screen. English 101, Physics 100, or if you took them at another college, you'll have your transcripts sent and evaluated, and I'll be talking about that process in a few minutes. But these two courses have no expiration date, so you don't have to worry if you took English 101 5 years ago. It's still relevant and can be used to satisfy that admission requirement. Same thing is true with Physics 100. However, when we get to the Bio 160 and Bio 161 at Harper, that's human anatomy and human physiology. Each is a 4-credit-hour lab course. Most of our sister institutions teach an A&P 1 and an A&P 2, so it's very important if you're thinking about taking these courses at another institution that you check with our credentials analyst to verify transferability before you enroll. Both of these courses, you'll notice, have a 5-year expiration date. If you are interested in applying for fall 2016, that means you'll have to have completed both of these courses after January 1st, 2011. So keep that in mind as you complete your coursework in preparation to application to either of these programs. Again, I emphasize that all of these courses must be completed with a grade of C or better, but we do hope that you're on the or better side, because we find that students with A's or B's in these classes have a greater chance of success when admitted to the program. The math course that's recommended is a statistics course. At Harper, that course number is Math 165, and that's the recommended math requirement. However, we will accept at Harper the course numbers are Math 101, which is the quantitative literacy, or college algebra, which is Math 103, or a higher level math course. And if you have completed any of those courses at another institution and have your transcript evaluated, again, the equivalence will satisfy this requirement. Remember also that if you've ever completed courses at Harper before, your grade point average must be at least a 2.0 or a C average. Next step, submitting your transcripts. We do require that you submit an official high school transcript, or if you took the GED or a similar equivalent exam, those results showing a passing score are required. The transcripts, in order to be considered official, must come institution to institution. We do allow you to hand carry them. If you prefer to have the reports sent to your home, be sure to warn everyone there not to open the envelope, because then they become unofficial in Harper's eyes. And notice that second bullet, that this requirement can be waived if we have official documentation of your completion of the equivalent of U.S. associate or higher level degree. So keep that in mind. The college transcripts, for in the case or in the event that you have completed college coursework elsewhere, we do require that official college transcripts from all colleges attended be sent to Harper. And then you'll want to have those transcripts evaluated. There is online a transcript credit evaluation request form, and we encourage you to do that sooner rather than later. Have those transcripts sent and fill out the request form online and submit it so that you can know officially exactly where you stand as far as your prior earned credit. Harper does not charge for this evaluation, and I think that that form is pretty intuitive. If you go to the Harper homepage at harpercollege.edu, click on transcripts and follow the path. For this evaluation step, we recommend that you allow 3 weeks for evaluation. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time for your institution to get the transcript to Harper. Some of them are very fast now that they're dealing with electronic transcripts. But then also it's a process of our transcript or credentials analyst actually pulling your transcript and doing the research to determine what courses will indeed transfer and plug into the program of study that you have indicated on the form. So don't wait until the last minute to request the evaluation. Okay, next we come to the National League for Nursing entrance exam. All applicants to either of these two programs, the Diagnostic Cardiac or Diagnostic Medical Sonography degree program, are required to take the National League for Nursing entrance exam. It is not a nursing test. It is an entrance exam designed for admission to any healthcare degree program. So the thing about this exam that you want to keep in mind is that it's not a test that you want to go into cold. You want to do the preparation necessary to allow you the most opportunity for success. And here we've listed several resources that are designed to help you prepare for that exam. The publishers of the test, I should say, put out a review guide that's available at the Harper bookstore. It's available online, and retail bookstores carry it as well. I think probably 99% of the students who are preparing for this exam make use of the review guide as a resource. Harper also, through continuing education, offers a course that's designed to assist students with exam preparation. So that's also something that you might want to look into. And we've had students tell us about, or give very favorable reviews, in fact, about or in regard to McGraw-Hill's preparation application, and so that might be also something you want to check out. Students can Google the NLN test preparation and find other resources. What works for one student may not work as well for another, so explore what's out there. I think the message here is prepare, prepare, prepare. It's not an easy test, and we'll talk about how those scores are used in a few minutes. But for information on upcoming test dates and for details on how to interpret your score report, to get the test schedule, the registration and payment information, you would go to the Testing Center website at harpercollege.edu. Also a reminder that as we get closer to program deadlines, those test dates do tend to fill quickly, so please plan accordingly. Again, not something that you can walk in and say, I'm here to take the NLN. You need to prepare in advance, register in advance, and payment is required also. Okay, so you have applied to the college, you've completed prerequisites, you took the NLN exam, you have your score report in front of you, and you're ready to apply to the program. Please be sure that you double check your percentile scores. Harper uses the percentile scores on the NLN. You have to meet the minimums that are listed here. The composite minimum percentile is 60. The math, science, and verbal minimums are 40th percentile scores. Those are the minimums, but remember, I've already talked to you about how these programs have competitive admissions, so you want to not aim for meeting minimums. Hopefully your scores are going to be significantly higher than that. In order to be a qualified applicant, you're going to have to probably have scores anywhere from preferably the 80 to 99th percentile range, or close to that. You can submit your application for fall 2016 starting October 1st. You need to choose one of the two degree programs. You cannot apply for both the DCS and the DMS program at the same time. The deadline for the diagnostic medical sonography program comes first. It's February 1st of 2016, and the diagnostic cardiac sonography deadline is March 1st, 2016. If you are ready to submit your application October 1, we encourage you to do that. If you're in the process of completing a course during the fall semester, once that course or semester is finished, we can access your grade from the Harper website, from your records here at Harper. If you took it somewhere else, then you're going to want to have that transcript sent to us as soon as the term is finished. And this is how we use the information that we've outlined for you previously. Every applicant will have a ranking score calculated, and that ranking score is based on a point system. If you look at the table that's available on this screen, you'll see that it's very transparent how you can calculate your own ranking score. We've already said you need to meet minimum percentile scores on the NLN. All four of them need to be satisfied, but here you'll see how we extract two of those scores, the composite and the verbal percentiles, and we convert them to points based on which percentile range your score falls into. If you just meet the minimum, you are eligible to submit your application, but there are no points awarded for meeting for scores that fall into that minimum percentile range. If, however, if you look at the composite percentile ranges, you'll see that you could earn 10, 15, or the top would be 20 points for scores that fall into the 90 to 99th percentile. Verbal, same principle, but you'll see the ranges are a little bit different. Again, if you're in that beginning range, the 40 to 49, you won't earn any points, but if you just bump up to 50 to 69, you'll get 10 points for your verbal, and so on. The idea is you want to have scores that place you on the right-hand side of that chart. We do the same thing with your grades in anatomy, physiology, and physics. So Bio 160, if you earn C in that course, you won't earn any points. If you have an A or a B, you'll get 20 or 15 depending on your grade, and so on with the other two courses. Often we are asked, can I be in the process of completing a course like Bio 161, the human physiology, during this semester, the spring semester, the semester when the deadline falls? And actually, you can still submit your application and have that course be in process. But keep in mind that you won't earn any points towards your ranking score because we only calculate points for coursework completed as of that program deadline. So it's possible, according to this chart, to earn 100 points. You might find that you have 80 or 75 or somewhere else on in that chart or in that scheme. We will, following the application deadline, the selection committee will meet. They will review the ranking scores reflected in the applicant pool and determine a minimum admission score for the fall 16 cycle. Students who meet that minimum score will get a positive outcome, either acceptance or alternate. And what we do is we take those students, they're listed in rank score order, and we admit them on that basis. If we run out of seats, if we get to 18 and we still have 10 more qualified applicants for the DCS program, then those 10 students will go on the alternate list. If we do have more qualified applicants than space available, and I will tell you that's typically the case for both of these programs, then we will definitely have an alternate list. But don't give up hope if that's your outcome, because we do need to visit that alternate list when students find that they can't accept their seat for one reason or another. So we do keep those alternate lists active until the middle of the summer, and keep managing those admission for those programs. I've already said that we won't add points to your score for coursework completed after the admission deadline. This is important to keep in mind. You don't have to have a completed file in order to be eligible to apply, but there is a little bit of risk. And of course, we can never guarantee acceptance. Even if your file is complete and you've satisfied all of the minimums, it doesn't guarantee admission into the program. When there are more qualified applicants than space available, residency also becomes a factor in the admission process. It just depends. We have to give priority to qualified applicants who live in Harper's district, as well as applicants who live in a district with which Harper has a cooperative agreement. This page is important. I hope you keep this handy, because these are resources that are all designed to assist you with your questions. I can't emphasize enough how important it is for you to do financial aid planning. The Harper One Stop, that last listed office, is a place where you can go to meet with someone, to talk with someone if you have questions about the financial aid application process. To schedule assessment and testing, we've already talked about the NLN arrangements are made through the Testing Center website. If you have questions about that process, their location and phone number are listed. Yvonne, my colleague, and I both work out of the admissions processing for limited enrollment programs area in the Health Careers Division office, and we're in that top line. Please do keep our names in mind if you have any questions about the application process. That is the program application process. And Christina Gambino is an outreach employee who is there to assist students who have never applied to Harper and may need some guidance through that process. If you've taken courses at Harper before, or if you've gone through the college application and testing process, and you'd like to sit down and work out an educational plan with a counselor, you'll see that there's a counseling center for new students as well as counseling for previously or currently enrolled students. Important that you do take advantage of these resources that are available. If you want additional information about the programs, that's available through the websites for diagnostic cardiac sonography and diagnostic medical sonography. They're each treated separately on the college website, but again, you go to harpercollege.edu and you click on the actual program from the A to Z list of subjects. And there we are again. If you have questions about the application process, you can contact myself, Karen, or Yvonne, and there's our phone number. And also, if it's more convenient for you to email your question to one of us, we're at LE, which stands for Limited Enrollment, at harpercollege.edu. Some last minute notes. We don't expect you to have committed to memory everything that we've gone over in this session, but we do have a detailed 6-page document that's posted on the program website that goes into detail about each of the admission requirements, the course prerequisites, the transcripts, the NLN scheduling. All of that is covered in more detail. So another step actually for you to complete is to print out a copy of that and review it. If you have questions, be sure you pursue follow-up with either an advisor, counselor, or someone from our area. Remember that by participating in this online session, you have satisfied the required attendance at a meeting. So that step you completed for the current year's application. And we encourage you to set up an appointment with a counselor to develop your educational plan. Whether you're at the very beginning of the process and just in the exploration phase, or whether you're further along and have satisfied the academic prerequisites and you want some guidance as far as NLN preparation, counselors are available, academic counselors are available to assist you. And then again, emphasizing making financial aid preparations. Not at the last minute. Don't wait until you get that offer letter before you get in contact with financial aid. I think one of the saddest things I experience is when I hear from a student who says, I can't accept my seat in the program because my financial aid didn't work out. So make sure you get those resources in order and have plans that will allow you to pursue the program. One additional note that's not relevant if you're applying to 2016, but those of you who are looking at perhaps applying for 2017, you'll want to take a look or be prepared because there is going to be an early admission option, and you'll want to refer to the online version of the admission requirements when they become available early next summer or late spring, early summer of 2016. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for your attention during this session. Again, we appreciate your interest in Harper's sonography programs. We encourage you to seek assistance when and if you need it. This is just a starting point. Hang on to this information and use it perhaps to remind yourself of the steps that are involved. And good luck to you with your academic and career planning.